I've been a creative business owner now for 10 years, and I've learned a ton of lessons along the way that I want to share with you guys. Welcome to Lesson 7, Pivot. Let me explain. See, sometimes in life, there's going to be situations and circumstances where we need to change or shift direction. A lot of times we'll know that it's the right time to do this because of the fruit in our lives. If we're super anxious, unfulfilled, or if things just really aren't working, then it might be time for a pivot. Now, a lot of times us creatives can kind of get hung up on this because of pride. We can let our egos kind of deter us from making that choice to pivot because we don't want to look like we're failing. We don't want to look like we don't know what we're doing, or we don't want to look like we've misstepped or, just couldn't follow through. But the reality is that's not what a pivot is. A pivot is using humility and wisdom to make a change that is going to be for the better for you and for your business. Let me give you guys an example of when I had to do this. So I used to run a social media agency where we had monthly retainer clients. We were creating social content, managing the social profiles, basically helping build a bunch of different brands and businesses online. And it was, in all sense of the word, successful. We were making money. We had happy clients. Things were going good on paper. But the reality was I was super unfulfilled and I was burnt out. I was overworked, overwhelmed, and I just realized it wasn't for me. See, the thing was, it was a good thing. It just wasn't the right thing for me. And that's what kind of initiated this need for a pivot. And so I took the step of faith and I ended up shutting that agency down, which was hard because, it was, in a lot of ways, it felt like a failure. But what I realized now looking back on it was just a pivot. It was a change in strategy. And though it felt like I was letting go of a dream, what I was really doing was making way for a new one. Because just in a few months, I actually posted my very first YouTube video that ended up launching my channel and changing my life, which is super crazy. And that wouldn't have happened if I had stuck with the agency plan and had been, continuing to be unhappy, miserable, and unfulfilled and just trying to tough it out and stick it out. It just wouldn't have happened. Or at least it would have happened a lot later. And so I think we got to pay attention to those things, those internal things. We got to pray about it. We got to seek God about it. We got to, just pay attention to ourselves a bit and realize, is this actually working? Because there are times to persevere. There are times to see it through, but there are times to realize maybe we just need to pivot a little bit and try something a little bit different. So hopefully you guys have found this helpful. I think a lot of times we can tend to want to hold on to these big dreams, these big 5-year, 10-year plans. As business owners, we're often told to do that a lot. I think in the scriptures it says that, why worry about tomorrow when today has enough trouble of its own? And so in this season of life right now, I've kind of let go a little bit of those 5-year and 10-year plans. I have goals, I have aspirations and dreams, but I hold them loosely and I surrender them to God. And, I just keep trying my best to focus on today and focus at the tasks at hand. And nowadays I kind of look for pivots. I just start to look and see hey, is there room to do something better? Can I do this content strategy better? Is what I'm doing working? Should I shift it a little bit? You know what I mean? So just take a look at your own content plan, your own business plan, see if maybe there's some room for things to pivot some. Because just doing the same old thing again and again and again and expecting different results is actually the definition of insanity. So, I think it's good and healthy to look for improvement, good and healthy to look for pivots and changes in our workflow and in our creative businesses. So hopefully that's been helpful for you guys. I've been walking around in a circle for a little bit now, and I'm starting to get a little dizzy. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this lesson for today because hopefully this is encouraging for you guys. But if you want to dive deeper into, content creation and really crushing it online this year, I'd love to invite you to check out my new Creator Starter Pack, which you can check out right here, or you can check out the last lesson right here. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay creative. Peace.